get this out the way first. Don't jump by the clap.
Weak-ass clap.
Shut up, nigga.
My bad.
What should I be talking about? You
again?
can't even guess. No, because
You
now I'm
want-
just
you
gonna
want
let.
to do the
No,
clap
because I'm
again?
gonna let that go. I'm
You
gonna
want to do
keep
the
that in the show.
It's a chlamydia outbreak.
That's crazy. The clap.
Syphilis. Sorry.
Syphilis is. Yeah,
outbreak
I
in
told you about
Philadelphia.
that.
You did tell me.
I did. Anyways, welcome.
Wear your condoms, folks.
Please do. Welcome back to another episode of Keepin' It a Bean. This is where we have conversation about about the clap.
My bad. That was my fault. I fucked you up. I'm sorry. My bad.
It's all good. Welcome back to another episode of Keepin' It a Bean, where conversation, culture, and commentary are all had over a cup of coffee, or in tonight's case, tea. And so, thank you for joining me. If it's your first time here, my name is Marquise Davon. Keese, this American Negro, but don't ever call me Mark. You already know how it goes from here. Like I said, welcome back. I don't know why I said like I said again. This is my...
It's Keith. Don't call me Mark or Negro.
Or Negro. Wow, that was actually crazy.
My bad.
Anyways.
Shut up. I'm gonna step away.
Welcome back to another episode. If you're on YouTube, please make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. That'll help out. Leave some comments if you have anything to say. If there's anything you need to get off your chest, please go in the comment section below. If you are listening to this on your commute to work or whenever you decide to listen to this here podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please make sure to leave a like, leave a rate and review wherever you are listening. Answer the question if you are on Spotify, but if you're on Apple Podcasts, please make sure that you leave a glowing review. Don't be a hater. Please leave me 5 stars. Thanks, y'all. However, you can also monetarily support this podcast as well on patreon.com/Marquise Davon. That's MarquiseDavon. Again, patreon.com. That is /Marquise Davon. Bitch, what is going on tonight? And then you can support me for as little as $2 a month. Shut up, nigga. Which is $24 a year. Like I said, you're probably letting your gym membership at Planet Fitness just go by the wayside. So you might as well just join me over here. And I don't care because it's true. People forget it. Or, you know, Netflix is raising its prices again. So if you wanted some exclusive content with me, come over here to these streets. I'm a good time. Besides that, if you cannot support this podcast monetarily, please make sure to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, because word of mouth is still the most powerful thing when we are talking around this podcast. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming back. Thank you for joining me today. Besides that, real quick, I just want to give one more big shout out to Jamar Jackson. Jamar had gifted me his book, Celestial Elementals. Super fire read so far. Like I said, I just finished up my Lorraine Hansberry book, so, you know, niggas was like critically engaged with the culture and social justice movements. Now I get to sit here and just enjoy some good Afrofuturistic fiction. And so if you are interested, please make sure I will leave to buy his book, but also support it as well. I'm enjoying the read so far. It's so much fun just to like engage in my imagination once again, because honestly, fiction's where I started, and it made me a lover of reading. And so just to have this gifted to me is also super dope in itself. So thank you again, Jamar Jackson, for that. Before I finish paying the rest of these bills, you already know what it is. You can also enjoy the Self-Love Blend by Yassine from Mama's Boys Cafe as well. This is the Self-Love Blend, so it's a taste of molasses, tart cherry with a touch of mocha. Unlike Elijah, who has a touch. Other than that, though, please make sure that if you see these 2 lovely mugs that are here as well, they are made by Tasha from But in Black Stationery. Okay, so it's the stationery, but in black. Get it? And so here you can get cards or notebooks or mugs made as well. She really did her big one with this one, so thank you again for this gift. I'm so looking forward to being able to sell these mugs as well and working with Tasha. So go support a Black woman-owned business. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming. And I'm excited to get into this conversation today. This conversation is going to be with somebody that I met 7-8 years ago in my hometown. And he was having a comedy show. And I was like, you know, I'm pull up. And from there, I just followed his career since. But I'm excited for y'all to get to know Alan. I'm excited for y'all to get engaged in this conversation. But you would be officially the first comedian, besides, you know, us. We're kind of funny.
That's crazy.
So I am the first.
Yeah, so you're the first. Yes.
Crazy.
Elijah was going. I thought these niggas were pretty funny over here. He goes, nah, okay, woo. Anyways, but for real, Alan, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yes,
Appreciate it.
Yes. First and foremost, introduce yourself to the audience. Who are you? What are you about? Where can they find you?
My name is Alan Massenburg. I'm a stand-up comedian of 8.5 years. Dad of 16 years. You can follow me online at my name, Alan Massenburg, on all platforms, TikTok, Twitter, everything. It's ALANMASS. If it doesn't pop up, I'm not doing enough work. So yeah, that's who I am. Just do comedy about my life, how I see the world, you know. And I'm releasing my debut comedy album on Friday.
Come on, let's go.
Yeah,
Come on,
March 22nd on all platforms. So if you go on iTunes, Amazon, Spotify, you search "We Got Action." Scroll down and see my name, Alan Massenburg. So people can support that and order it now. Yeah, man.
Yeah, nothing but a word. Yes, it'll be out. Let's get it. And you already know this nigga's right back on the station again.
That's
on
crazy.
the podcast.
I can introduce myself.
All right, fine then. Go ahead.
Pussy. My name's Elijah Rhea. Just your everyday nigga. That's all I got. Y'all know where I be.
This is a fact. So thank you for joining me again.
Of course.
Yeah. And we're going to just hop right into the conversation. But before we do that, we have a section called Keepin It. This is where you get to have whatever hot take you want, whether personally, something happening in pop culture, whatever you need to get off your chest. All you got to say is, if I'm going to keep it a bean, would you like to start?
Yeah, definitely. I'll start.
All right, ready. Okay, ready. Let's get it. Come on.
Yeah. That's what I do for a living. I keep it a bean for a living.
I keep it clear.
This is
I get paid to
perfect.
keep it a bean.
All right. So keeping it a bean, I don't like when people have a type.
Oh,
shit.
Like,
damn.
so let me break it down for you. So I just, because it feels like to me, it kind of comes off as like, so say like a white girl only likes tall, skinny black guys.
Yeah.
Like kind of, it's giving like a, what's the word I'm looking for?
Fetish.
It's giving
Yeah.
fetish. So when people's like, oh, I only like short, dark skinned guys. It's like that, like that's all they got to be is short, dark skin. Like who are they on the inside? You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't really like that. Cause like me, I don't have a type, you know what I mean? And like, I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying I'm shallow, but like, I got a big heart. So I'll let anybody in.
That was beautiful.
You know what I mean?
Love that.
Slash, you a thought.
Yeah.
I got a big heart. That's how niggas say, I got a big heart. I'll let anybody in.
I'm softy on the inside.
No, I'm just slinging dick. That's what he wanted to say.
I'm shallow. I'm not shallow.
Not
is what I
shallow,
mean.
not
I'm not shallow. I'm not shallow.
Green slip.
Yeah. So as I'm saying, I keep it a being. I just don't like when people have a type because it's giving fetish and it's just a little weird to me, especially when it's coming from like other races. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I don't know. That's
But what if there's like a specific archetype of a person? You know, like specific features that intrigue you.
Interesting.
And not necessarily tied to a person's race, but like
I don't know if your situation is a feature situation.
it is
or
a feature.
I don't know if it's a feature.
Hey, shut up, nigga. Let me explain. Like, okay, natural hair, boom. You know, particularly into like dancer or track. Like they probably, you know how every sport kind of has like a body.
That
type.
body, yeah.
Yeah. So like, what if it's that versus like, oh, I'm really into white women. Like,
what feature is not about race? Like I like people with.
I mean, there's
big,
white
big,
track stars. There's white women
Okay.
who run track.
Okay.
Probably
I guess.
not that
I
great,
guess.
but
Okay, so Elijah really beating around the bush. If I'm gonna keep it a bean, what Elijah is
oh
trying
really?
to say.
Nah, hold on. You go ahead.
He was
Because
like,
I'm gonna keep it a bean.
Are we gonna do this?
We gonna do this?
You wanna
do it. Do
Yeah,
it.
fuck it. We gonna
All right,
do
let's do it.
All right,
If I'm
I'm gonna keep it a bean, this
Elijah-
nigga Marquise is only in to southern dark skinned men.
Dang.
That was crazy because Elijah's really into girls who kiss girls. And he can't even help it. Like every single time he's attracted to somebody, oh, Marquise, yo, who's so-and-so? Lesbian. A little bisexual. Yeah.
Yeah,
Since
well,
we wanna get into
well,
it.
tip
Well,
for tat, nigga.
Okay, and we went there. Damn, since we were talking about types.
So as long as it's below the Mason Dixon line for you, you're good. It's like,
That was almost a double entendre.
Honestly, I see what you did there.
Hey, man.
You did that.
Go get that special, bro. Go buy that album. Buy that comedy album ASAP. What the fuck is wrong with you? That was good. That was
really good.
The motherfucker.
he's like, Maryland? I don't know.
I don't know. It's not quite.
North Carolina, then we talking.
And that's why
It
you got
depends
men.
on Virginia. Like,
it really depends. And that's why
Alexandria don't count. We talking Richmond and below.
Oh,
Now, them Richmond people are scary.
different.
Richmond is
I was
different
just
type of
there.
hood.
It is. It was different. Damn.
All right.
So you keeping it to be?
You brought up a lot of trauma.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. If I'm gonna keep it a bean, right? Oh, damn, that was crazy. If I'm gonna keep it a bean, I'm gonna need people, and I've been saying this. I've been having this argument for a very long time. But people need to put respect on Sexy Red's name, right? It's very odd, and usually it's men. It feels like it's very often men who are like uncomfortable with her rapping, with the way she dresses, with how she portrays herself. She went viral because she was at Rolling Loud and sang SZA's verse from that song.
Oh, that was funny.
And it sounded god-awful.
Yeah.
But Sexy Red on a regular basis presents as her authentic self. They were like, take the glasses off. You look like kind of goofy. She was like, no, nigga, I can't see. Like,
She said, I'm blind.
I'm blind. What are you doing?
Quite literally, Velma.
But Sexy Red is a direct push against the archetype of the black female rapper that the industry has been pushing for all this time, right? There's sexual appeal that comes with Cardi B and Lotto and like all these other rappers who are light-skinned and or racially ambiguous, who have a very specific body type and have a very specific amount of sex appeal, but then tie it back and like dress in these designer clothes and like can still be presentable while being like the oozing sex appeal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sexy Red is like, nah, nigga, I'm from St. Louis. I'm out here. Like, I got my flip-flops on. I might as well wear a fucking bonnet while I'm outside.
Honestly?
And it comes off as not presentable to the masses. But that's also why she's
You said
successful.
massa?
Huh?
Sorry.
Damn.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Wow. White supremacy at it again.
Back in the South, huh? But it comes off as presentable to the masses, and she does not fit in that space. And I really think that's why, like, we're seeing so many men be like, I'm so fucking tired, specifically straight men, I'm so fucking tired of Sexy Red, and like they need to end her career, when like she's rapping the same shit that every other female rapper is. She just doesn't look like them. And you might not be attracted to her because she presents as how people online are calling her a hood rat. Like, she presents as such, but like, get the fuck over it.
Honestly, because keeping right on that train, it's really because people don't like seeing somebody. She's not an aspirational view who has gained celebrity.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't like when this person is too familiar to somebody that I actually know. She's literally a homegirl off the street.
I mean, and so was Cardi, right?
Right.
When Cardi got that tooth fixed.
As-
Cardi,
She said, I got that bag,
Cardi
fixed
stopped
my
stripping.
teeth, and now I'm in Versace. I'm hanging out. Right?
Yeah.
She became a fashion girl.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I do think there is a space where, one, Sexy Red, I hope you really get a glasses deal, point blank period.
That'd be
like,
crazy.
Let's
Yeah.
actually get to it.
Holla at Lens Crafters.
Okay, because you deserve.
Or just create her own line. She might as well.
She might as well.
Because she can do it now.
Yeah.
But I'm
Got
really
a rich baby daddy.
And I see what you did there. Wow, your big brain is working today, huh?
Yeah, I'm awake now.
Gotta be on point.
He's on. You can't miss it at all. No, but for real, I think that's really what the crux of it is. I think we like, especially within our community, somebody who feels aspirational, and she does not feel aspirational to a lot of people, despite she is making so many strides in music right
No,
now.
as a successful artist, she has not changed her appearance.
Yes.
And so, like, she is beyond the lines of what everyone else deems successful.
Yeah.
Right? She doesn't look successful. She still look broke.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
It's
like,
on purpose too.
Yeah.
Like, so she understands. She's kind of like a little troll a little bit. Like, I feel like she's like really digs into like the ratchet because she know like it's gonna get eyes and people hate. She even kind of said it in an interview once. Like, she kind of just playing around.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
she not really like what she be rapping about sometimes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm here for it, though.
I'm here
Because
for
I'm
it.
just like,
I love Sexy Red.
period.
If you're listening to this, I want to be your friend.
Sexy Red, you can come on the podcast whenever you want.
Anytime.
Okay. Yeah, and honestly, I'm not gonna keep it a bean about today. Honestly, to keep it a bean, shout out to daylight savings. I really need that sunlight back. I'll be very honest.
This fucking me up.
I thought we were done with daylight savings, like changing the clocks and stuff.
I thought they were trying to get rid of it too.
I think it's next year.
Next year.
Because that's
Oh.
how it works. You can just stop saving daylight.
Honestly, but some cities low key don't acknowledge it. When I was in college, I would go from Sealands Grove to Sunbury. It's Central Pennsylvania. It's a little
I
scary.
was like, what the fuck are
A little
those?
scary.
I had no idea what those places were.
It's giving jump scare.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sun
but
downtown?
Yes.
no, Yes,
But then you get an
actually,
extra hour.
But so Selinsgrove acknowledged daylight savings, and then if we would go over to Sunbury, my phone would revert to an hour back.
It's crazy.
Like my phone, I always thought like my phone was messed up, but it was a city that did not acknowledge daylight savings.
I know you could do that in this country.
I didn't know you could
that was
either.
the thing.
So it really threw me off. And at that point, I was scared of Central Pennsylvania, and I never went into that town, without a singular white person.
Never mind.
Yeah, it's odd. But we had to travel to Sunbury because that was the closest barbershop that we could get because we didn't have a barber on campus.
I wouldn't have got a cut, bro.
Oh no, I was scared for my life because I used to. When I tell you my first couple of years of college, I wolfed every single time. I would have my fresh cut at the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
When I got there, they didn't get it for another 7 weeks.
Yeah.
I wore hats the entire time.
Just get a cut on holidays when you go home.
And that's exactly what it was.
Yeah.
It was very tragic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to talk about it. I just said I don't want to talk about it.
I've been there, bro.
It's tragic.
Well, I'm here now.
All right. So we are going to just move right along and steep into this conversation because
I feel like
I told you I was funny.
because no one gave him a high five for being a comedian, so now he's like just shooting.
I say steep in the conversation damn near every episode. That's nothing new.
You mad?
I'm not. Anyways. No, Alan, for real, I am so damn excited to have you onto the show. Like, in reality, it's been cool just follow your career and just seeing like the iterations of seeing you in person, the era of social media, transitioning to TikTok, and really just seeing your comedy evolve. And so for me, I'm really excited to just talk around like one, the state of comedy, how you utilize comedy to really just make social commentary, but then also like what's your comedy album going to be about kind of coming up too. So I just wanted to make sure like we got to see a breadth of the conversation, but for honestly this audience to get to know you as well. Yeah. So talk around like when you got into comedy. When did you find you were funny?
I found out I always thought I was funny.
Yeah.
But I got into comedy when I realized other people thought I was funny.
Yeah.
I was like growing up, I watched all Def Comedy Jams, all the comic views, all that stuff. And I was just always funny, you know, cracking jokes, roasting and all that stuff in school and all that. But then when social media rolled around, like I started like making skits and making videos, and other people thought I was funny. And they was like, you should try stand up. And I was like, you know what? I kind of do want to try stand up.
Yeah.
And I did. It was October 15th. I thought it was October 12th, 2015. So that was 8.5 years ago. Went to my first open mic. Yeah. And I haven't stopped since. Like,
how long was the set?
You get 5 minutes. I did terrible.
Do you remember any jokes?
Oh, yeah. I remember the whole set.
Yeah.
Yo, the first joke I ever said on stage, I said, I'm the first black magician because I can make a woman's period disappear for 9 months. That was the first thing I ever said.
And that bombed?
It's not like...
What was the audience, though?
It was just like, it's mostly comedians at the open mics, though.
Yeah, that's true.
I had my girlfriend at the time. I had a couple of homies with me. They kind of like laughed, like, ha, ha, ha. But like, in a room with like 20, 30 people, if only 4 people laughing,
Yeah.
most of them haters because they comedians too. You know what I mean? So
they taking notes, writing your joke down.
right.
You know you're going to hear that next year from some random comedian episode.
Like, who was this new guy? I need that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I didn't have one of those stories like comedians like, I went on stage the first time and I crushed and I always knew. Yeah. I was like, no, I gotta love this to come back to this. You know what I mean? And it was real quiet and I came back and I haven't stopped. Like I'm doing it not every day, but like.
But what kept you going after that then too? Was it just like, nah, these niggas gonna really know that I'm funny moving forward? Or was it just like, that was embarrassing and like, I wanna like do this thing again, but you knew you were committed to like the art of comedy? I
think for me, it was the feeling that I got from it. So it's like, I feel like I have like a addictive personality, whereas like if I do something and I like it, I'm gonna keep doing it. Yeah. Like no matter what it is, you know what I mean? And it's like, when I found that, when I felt that people laughed at my original thoughts and things I was thinking, it just felt like a drug. I was like, hey, I ain't gotta do Xanny no more. I can start telling jokes, you know what I mean?
I'm glad you found comedy. I'm really glad you found comedy. I'm glad we moved away from the Xanny bars.
You know what I mean? So it's like, now it's like, I got something that make me feel good too, so I can chase that high. You know what I mean?
No, that's really dope. Yeah.
Because I think, you know, I actually had this conversation yesterday about how all comedians are sociopaths, because to be able to get on stage and bomb and then still be like, I love this and I'm gonna do it again. Like, there's a level, you know, performing a song or any type of performance, you run the risk of the audience not being receptive, right? But there's something about being on that stage by yourself. You know, if you're performing, you at least got like the DJ playing the music or something. It is you and the mic and whoever else is in the crowd. And bombing is a part of the it's part of the experience. It's how you grow as a comedian, right? So to that, what would you say is like, what was the moment that clicked for you where you were like, nah, you know what, this is it? Even if it was just like getting one laugh. You know, you said you could be a crowd and there's 4 people laughing. I know some people who are like, fuck it, these are 4 people I'm going to talk to for the rest of the night. I think what was the moment that kind of clicked for you?
I think for me, it was the first official show I did was a roast battle where we're just like roasting other people. And that was like, I could do that. You know what I mean? Like I can, no problem. And I remember I was like, I had a job. I was working at a produce company, right? And I was writing my jokes for this roast I had. And I read them to my boss. And my boss was like, yo, these are fire, right?
Oh, energy.
Right. So I went to the show. I did it. And they were fire. So I was like, oh. And I think that's when I really was like, yo, I'm funny. Like, because that was the first time I actually, like, wrote. I had, like, 6 people I wrote jokes about just, like, that week. So it was, like, to sit down and write jokes. Everybody loved it. And I killed the show. I was like, yeah. Ever since then, it was like I've been on the terror just to be the best.
Energy, yeah. No, that's terror to be the best. I like that. Yeah, no, that's actually real fire though. And I honestly, like, once you got into comedy, was there anybody in particular that you were studying or like just watching, or you were like one of those people? I know a lot of like musicians and other artists are just like, I don't watch anybody else's work because I can't do this. But is there somebody that you look to just be like, hey, how did they do it, and can I build my craft off of this?
Before I started comedy, watched a bunch of Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock, all that kind of stuff. But once I got into it, and the further I get into it, especially creating my own album, I kind of wasn't watching. Like I don't watch specials on Netflix and stuff unless it's like the GOATs, unless it's Chappelle. I watch Mike Epps. I watch them. But like they have like a bunch of stuff online. I don't watch a lot of stand up. You know what I mean? Because like it affects me when I'm creating, and I don't want to like mimic other people. You know, we humans, so it's like. I try not to take in a lot no more. Like I'll be at shows on my phone, not even paying attention in the back. I don't even try to take it in because I'm in a space where I'm trying to create, not intake. Where it's like if I'm intaking too much, it affects what I really want to say. Right. So I don't take in that much really.
No, that's actually super fire. Thank you for sharing that, because I think because I'm a theater kid, and so like the idea of you getting on stage and like the idea of what comedy can do, I'm just like, oh, this can be a subversion. This could be like a good social commentary of like you being like, haha, and you're like, oh wait, you said some shit real quick. Like, should I be laughing at this?
My favorite is when black people they snap. They be like, ooh, like, ooh. That's when you know you said some shit. You're like, ooh, that's when you hit a bar.
Or they like, hey, son.
He talking about you. They start talking, hitting the friend like, yo, you understand? Yeah.
So you've been working on the album, and in that time, not even about process. I know you said you don't really listen to other comedians because you don't want to be influenced. So what are the things? How do you go about kind of finding the inspiration as you're like building out an album, or even like writing out, you know, a 15-30-minute set, right?
Yeah.
Because you know we naturally draw inspiration from the world, our experiences and things, and trying to kind of relinquish the inspiration from other comedians and some of the trend. A lot of shit gets like really trendy lately, with TikTok and social media. So how do you kind of take the time to separate yourself to build the inspiration so that you can come back and then write the jokes?
I just live my life. Yeah. So all my jokes are pretty much about who I am, what I'm dealing with, how I see the world. Like I got two daughters. They're 16 and 12. So like they give me mad material, bro. Like every day.
Honestly, teachers would be some fire ass comedians. It's high key because we could talk some shit.
I know so many comedians that are teachers.
Yeah. Oh,
like so many. It's kind of scary. It's like because you know we're sociopaths. We're also teaching math. You know what I mean? So it's like
we're also shaping the youth. I guess.
Well, I believe the children are the future. Yes.
Like I know a comedian that sings that song on stage. Like he's a teacher too. So it's funny that.
That's funny as shit.
I'm sorry, I'm fulfilling an archetype.
So you got the comedy brain.
It's in there.
Yeah. So I think my life is how I stick to like just my own stuff. So like Yeah, I kind of live. I write every day. Like something funny happens every day. Like it's funny and everything. So I just try to see what's going on in my life. Really, like my comedy is pretty much like my life as a dad with my kids. How I see the world as like a black man, and like my life, my upbringing, and stories that I've been through and crazy things I've done. Like it's pretty much what my comedy is. You know what I mean? So it's like I have like political like punchlines, but I'm not like deep diving into Trump and politics. Like that's not what I'm
You're
into.
not doing like Hassan Minaj.
Yeah, that's not my style. You know what I mean? But I got like political jokes. Like you hear my album, you be like, oh, he talking about reparations. You know what I mean? He talking about white women and thinking they run everything under the white man, and like talking about real stuff. Like so, it's like, but I'm not like, it's not like a political thing where it's like the Daily Show where you're like, you know what I mean? It's not like that. So it's like just my life, how I see the world, what's going on with me, pretty much is.
I think that's actually really dope though, because I feel like, especially, I think the rise of social media, the rise of Black Lives Matter, Trump, and all of this stuff, it kind of made us a little bit more macro in how we kind of approach. At least from the comedians I've seen, it felt like more like social commentary is being made, and like that capital M message is being put out there, rather than something that feels authentic to them. Like they feel like in order to stay current, it requires them to stay up to date on pop culture and politics and try to be socially responsible. But I think there's a beauty in like what you are talking around of just like, no, this is like my everyday life, and these are my actual thoughts. Because I think sometimes if we try to like be socially responsible, we might not always have the range to be making those jokes.
Facts.
Because there's some people who have just been missing, and I'm just like, please stop. Right? But something that I feel is refreshing about you is that I'm like, oh, I know this guy. Like, it feels like there's more of like a human connection, because now there's not a removal from Alan. There's actually like Alan, and I'm telling you some of the stuff that's based off my life, which I think inherently makes a connection with you and your audience, because now I feel like I'm actually getting insight to exaggerating what your life events are at this point. So is that like a conscious decision that you make to just be like, I can talk about politics, but I'm not a political comedian?
It's just easier to talk about myself. Like I could talk about politics, so I don't think I go like, yo, I'm not talking about things, but it's like I'll just write what comes to me. Like, so if my daughter say something crazy, that's what came to me that day. I don't know, Bernie Sanders didn't email me today, so I don't have nothing to say about him. You know what I mean? So it's like, so I don't know, like, I think that I don't try to stay away from it. If it comes to me, like you said, you're hearing the album. Like I got tracks about like reparations, and like I got tracks about just being broke and the economy and things like that. But like how it affects me. And like what, like I talk about reparations, like why I want it and why things I don't want the old reparations package. Like I'm one of the niggas. I don't want 40 acres and a mule. Like I want to do comedy, live on the road, bro. I can't tend to a farm. You know what I mean? You know what?
That's a bar.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, can we rethink this package? Like, so like I got a joke about that. So, but it's not like white people can laugh at it too though, because like, oh, that is funny. How you know what I mean? So it's like I'm not like not one of those comedians that are like beat you over the head with stuff that you don't want to hear about. I don't know. It's just my style. You know?
How do you think you've been influenced by some of the common trends of comedy, right? Because if we look back to, like you mentioned, Comic View, every black person was like, black people do this, white people do that, black people do this, white people do that, Latino people do this. Like, and that was the cultural norm across the board, right? And it worked for the time. And then we kind of got into this very political space where, like, even comedians who don't really have the social context to touch on things want to go the Daily Show route and talk about January 6th or whatever, right? And I think now, still kind of in that political space, but I do see a lot of comedians like trusting themselves and their own, the way that they view the world, their own perspectives, their own lives. So how has like the state of comedy now, or even in the past, impacted what you put on this album, but also like how you write and who you are as a comedian?
State of comedy is trash right now. Like I feel like TikTok and Instagram Reels are ruining everything. Everybody's trying to put everything out and get the quick 30-minute or a minute clip and get the likes and views. But like that's not what comedy is to me. Like I tell stories. Like before I even get into the story, you're 40 seconds in. Like I'm not saying you're not laughing, but it's like I'm not done yet. Like so you can't really get a full grasp of the whole joke. So what happens is a lot of comedians are just rushing to write quick jokes that they normally wouldn't. And people are trying to put everything out. Everybody sees everybody doing things. Like, oh, I must be doing something wrong. I got to put it out. And honestly, I kind of feel like that a little bit with my album. Like, I feel like I gotta have something out. Like, I got the time, I got the funny. Why, So, but I may not have thought that if I didn't see everybody else doing stuff.
Right.
I mean, but I do think I'm ready for it though. So it's not like I didn't, wasn't ready for it. But it's just like I think that social media is putting the pressure on comedians to like put out their art quicker than they want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just weird. It's like I think that like my album is meant to be listened to as an album.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be listened to in 40-second clips.
It's just really dope.
You know what I mean? So it's like, here's me growing up. Then I had kids at 19. Then and all the traffic stops in between. You know what I mean? So it's like, but on TikTok, it's like you gotta hear 15 seconds here, and it's just different. So it's kind of like, it's kind of making projects and albums and specials less of a thing. You know what I mean? So
which is so interesting because for me, I think like the cool part about like comedy is there's like that one joke that comes back at the end of the show and it brings everything back to the callback. And I'm just like, I think that is so genius. But like you were saying, in a space of a TikTok or something like that's only 30 seconds, you can't get the appreciation of the callback at that point in time. And that's the thing. Those are the things I think are like the best part. I'm like, you're clever.
Right.
You did that.
Like, you feel good. It's like, that was a good joke. He wrote that very well.
Yeah, because there's a science to your art as well. And I think that's the thing that people miss a lot of the time is like, there's a craft that comes along with like writing this piece. And so can you talk to us a little bit more around like the process of building out a comedy album? Because I think that is like super cool. I've only recently started just listening into comedy albums. I was like, oh, wait. Yeah, this is really dope. Because like I said, I listen to podcasts all the time. I listen to audiobooks all the time. I've never went out of my way to like listen to like a comedy album before. Really? Yeah, so I was just like, let me actually like figure something out real quick.
A lot of people don't know about them.
Yeah, because they win Grammys all the time, bro.
But I mean, like,
or Dave Chappelle, right?
Yeah. It's like, let me be clear.
Specific.
I mean, and for me, thinking of like where just my scope of comedy, like my dad would play old Dick Gregory tapes in the house. I was like, for some reason, decided to organize my vinyls yesterday and found like an old Mom's Mabley vinyl that I didn't know I had.
That's crazy.
It was just sitting in there, right? So like my context is that like, for me, that was like where I learned about. That's where I heard about comedy. Right? Was fucking cleaning dishes and like my dad's cracking up to Dick Gregory, Yeah,
they're good.
But it does also like it doesn't. I don't know the last album I've listened to from a recent comedian. I don't know. Yeah,
it's like they're everywhere. Everywhere music and podcasts are, comedy albums are there. Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, all the platforms, they're there. And people releasing comedy albums every day. Yeah. There's comedy album charts and everything. So it's like, golly. If you go to iTunes and look up genres, it's comedy. It's right there.
Yeah.
And there's albums. So
yeah, it's interesting. So do you record your comedy album like a podcast? Are you like in a studio, or is it just like, hey, here's a live show and then you get the mastered audio from it? Like, how's that work?
It's at a show.
Yeah.
So it's at a show. Booked to do a show, and I got my homie. He does audio. So he pulls up with audio equipment, put the microphones up, and I do the show. And then so I did for this album I did 45 minutes. We edited down like 37. I got a couple jokes in there. I want my kids to hear. So,
so that's the live experience. That's right.
Yeah. You only get that when you buy the tickets.
Yeah, right.
So buy the tickets.
Get that exclusive link on YouTube. See those jokes. But yeah, so it's like we did it 45 minutes. He sent it to me, and I just edited it to like tracks. So it's like it's 18 tracks.
Yeah.
They're like 2-3 minute tracks, which can't really go on social media.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, we get the tracks. I get on DistroKid, and I put it online, and DistroKid puts it on all the platforms for me. It's like, it's not much work.
Yeah.
Like, you just need to have a show and somebody to record your audio. Like,
oh, snap. I didn't realize it was that simple, to be honest.
It's that simple.
Yeah.
How many of that same set did you do before you were like, this is the one I want to make sure I record? Did you record multiple versions of that same set?
That's a funny story. I recorded it 3 times.
Yeah.
The first time, somebody messed up the audio. I was so mad, yo. I was depressed for like 2 weeks. Like, I ain't come out the house. Like, the only reason I got out of it because I put it on Facebook. I was like, yo, this is what's going on with me right now. The album that I did 2 weeks ago, it got messed up, and I'm in the pits right now.
Yeah.
But then when I did that, like, my community started coming out. They was like, yo, bro, that's messed up. I can help you out. I can do your video. I can give you. The people were like helping me after that.
Yeah.
So then I had booked a show at City Winery here.
Okay.
I headlined that show and I recorded it. And then I booked another show a week later and recorded that. And I kind of the City Winery, I used one of my jokes from that one, but like the one the next week was like that was the one that I knew.
Yeah.
I was like, I practiced at the City Winery. I already recorded it. But like, so as a comedian, I'm doing this set every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
That's so fascinating.
so it's like for me, I really wanted to record the album because I'm done with these jokes.
Yeah,
like,
you're trying to move on.
I'm trying to move
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah.
Talk about some new stuff. Like I've been doing these jokes. I've been with these jokes for like, I know one's like 6 years old,
Okay.
Oh wow.
but it's fire.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's like
You've been
I'm
doing
done
it.
with
Yeah,
it.
you've been doing it.
Yeah.
So it's like put it out now. So once I get the audio, just put it on platforms. It's not that hard, yo. Just got to promote it. You know,
Facts.
then after that, you're good.
And then what was it like? So, record the show, all of that. How'd you come up with the name?
So the name is We Got Action, right?
Yeah.
Now that came from me just promoting my comedy shows. So like I do so many shows, it's hard to come up with funny things to say every day.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm here. I'm at this comedy club. Pull up, get a babysitter. Like, so I just got the one thing. I was like, I just started saying we got action here. We got action at this location at this time, and I was at the American Black Film Festival like a year and a half ago, and I never forget it. I was swimming in the pool with some executive. I don't even remember her name, right? And she was like, "Where you gonna call your special when you finally drop a special?" And I was like, "I don't know." She's like, "You gotta know that." And I was like, "I guess." We got action because I say it all the time when I'm promoting. She's like, it's good. Just use that. And I was like, okay. So that's pretty much what it is. We got action. A lot of comedians know that's my phrase. Like you see other, like you guys not on my feed, but like other comedians use it now. They be like, I'm here. We got action here. We got action here. So they be using my shit.
That's actually
Right,
dope.
start-
Yeah, he said stop playing with it.
So
Right,
put
that comedian from your first stand-up.
Right.
Write this
the
shit
hater,
down.
right?
Right. Exactly what it was.
Yeah. Yeah. So I took it and just, made the name of the album. But I don't like say the words at all in the album. Like,
Yeah.
it's just what it is.
So if people know you, they already know what it is. Like that's synonymous with you.
Yeah.
Dog, that's so dope. And I appreciate that because I'm just like, I didn't know about like the science behind it and like how you constructed it and even like where this is at. So it's really cool for my audience to be able to get to know that. And then I think just in general, I'm just more curious around like you existing as a comedian today. And like, especially earlier we said the state of comedy is really shit. What is something that is like keeping you in the realm of comedy at this point? Because it does feel like everybody's trying to find like that thing.
Yeah.
But nobody is necessarily being set apart, or it's difficult to find those who are set apart from the rest.
I think the thing that's keeping me in it is that I'm only in it because the way it makes me feel.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like in it for like the fame. I want the money, right?
Yeah.
I need the money.
That's okay.
Right? I need the money. But like, I just like the way it feels, bro. Like, that's the only reason to keep me going. Like, I try not to, I look at what's going on, but I try not to get like too swayed and like get too down on everything else. I keep my head down and just create what I want to create. Like, that way it's like, it's all about what you want out of this.
Right.
So it's like, if you go in this like, yo, I need to be a movie star.
Yeah.
Like, you gonna have to do movie star shit, or you're gonna have your heart broken.
Right.
That's what I need. I just want to eat good, travel the world, make people laugh with my thoughts. That's
Yeah.
pretty much it for me. Like,
That's really dope.
but I want to be the best at it though.
Okay. Come on.
You know what I mean? But like, I don't want much. So it's like, that's what keeps me going. It's like, it's just like, I'm good. Like, I'm happy. I'm on the underground right now.
Yeah.
But I think I'm happy where I'm at. I'm not comfortable, but
Good.
I'm good.
It's because we think about like, and speak for us as teachers, we think about like students who are like, I'm gonna be a rapper and I'm gonna be famous. I'm gonna travel the world. Everybody gonna know my name. They're not saying I'm gonna be Hove. They don't know Hove.
They don't know.
I'm gonna be
Lil Durk.
Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna be
Yes.
Dirk. But like in reality, and I was just having this conversation, like it's okay to be NBA YoungBoy, right? NBA YoungBoy, people know him.
I don't know though. He's kind of a problem.
I mean, well, career-wise.
It's okay to be on house arrest for 3 years.
I mean,
that nigga can't stay out of jail, but but in terms of like how he might be defining success for his career, like on an independent circuit and like making money, or even from our generation. And I hate that I'm gonna use this nigga's name, but like Talib Kweli, right? I know there's lots of things wrong with Talib Kweli, but with his career, right? Talib Kweli is not. I mean, there was Kanye, and then there was like Talib, right? And Talib was on doing all of these international circuits, but that nigga's paying his bills just fine,
Right.
And probably his family is eating very well, his mom, whoever. And so when you think about like, I was gonna ask a question around like, what are the tangible things around how you define success as with your comedy and what life looks like for you and your children through comedy as the means to that.
How I define success is by who tells me, like, who thinks I'm funny, right? So it's like people that, like, important people in the industry that, like, so like the guy's name is Bob Sumner. Right? Bob Sumner is the co-producer of Def Comedy Jam. Bob Sumner told me that my life should be a sitcom, like those kind of things.
That's fire.
You know what I mean? He's like,
where was this at? You got to tell us this story. Fuck the question. Tell us the story.
I met him. Like I said, I did the American Black Film Festival stand-up competition a couple years ago, and he was one of the judges. So I met him, and like he live in Jersey, so he's touched, and he books shows all across the country. So I'm in contact with him. So, but he's told me that, like, yo, like you got like sitcom material, you know what I mean? So it's like when people like that, like I grew up watching Def Comedy Jam, bro, and the guy that put Chris Tucker on, you know what I mean, told me that I was funny, like that kind of stuff keeps me going, and it's what I need, you know what I mean? Like I said, because I do it for the feeling, so it's not like it'd been great if you'd gave me a couple $1,000. That'd been cool too, but like, but I do it for the feeling. So like that feeling I got from that was like, oh, that's what I need, you know what I mean? And sometimes I don't even know what I need until it happens. And like life with my kids, like I said, only thing I really want to do is be able to travel and eat as much as I want freely and tell jokes, right? I want my kids to be, because they go to college, have kids later, because I don't want to be a young. My grandma was a grandma at 38, so I don't want to be like that.
She got to live her life though.
Okay, stop playing.
You know?
She out here now though, but yeah, I think life would be just like, I don't know, man. Like I could see it, bro. Like performing. So a life that I want for as a comedian is performing, headlining each weekend at a comedy club. So it'd be like at Helium doing 6 shows this weekend. The next weekend I'm in Boston doing 6 shows, 7 shows. Like that's what I want. That's what I want. And during the week I'm doing whatever I'm doing during the week. But it's like I just want to be able to provide that lifestyle just off stand-up comedy. That's it. Like
That's really dope. Because to me, it's also really dope because there's like at some point you pick a lane, right? And so there could be the space of like, would you ever want to dream of like, I would actually like to write a sitcom. Is that something that you would want to see in your future? Or are you just like, I would always, at least my main base of what I do is not predicated on TV and film, but it's going to be based off the stand-up comedy is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, no, stand-up is my thing, right?
Yeah.
So I don't foresee myself being one of those like actors going on auditions and doing those kind of things.
Yeah.
But I could see me creating my own movie, writing my own script, or like doing something with my friends, things like
cool.
that.
Yeah.
You know, like Seth Rogen and all his friends make movies, and like Adam Sandler, all his friends make movies. I could do something like that, but I don't know if I'm like Hollywood isn't like what I want. Like I don't want to go on these auditions, and I don't want to play all these roles. Like I personally, I don't think I'm that good of an actor.
Yeah.
Right. So like I think I'm smart and intelligent and witty. That's my thing. You know what I mean? So, but that's why I want to give me your part though. If you're listening, you want to give me a part.
Hold on. Go ahead and plug yourself real quick. Go ahead.
You want to give me a part.
Let them know right there.
I'll take acting classes if you need me to. For the bread is right, but it's like it's not really like my mission though. That's not. But if it happens, it happens. So I'm not turning down any bread or turning down.
Yeah.
No, I'll turn down some bread, but like, I'm not like, you know what I mean. Like opportunities. Right. The opportunities come. I definitely do it, but I'm not like on a mission to go to LA and nah, that's not really my mission right now. Yeah.
No, that's real.
Can you talk a little bit about circling back to the album and sharing that you want to travel through your comedy? Can you talk a little bit about what it looks like to what the promotion term looks like for this album? Like, is there a tour set in place? The social media, kind of like, especially because you want to assure that people are listening to the entire album in long form. How are you? What's the thought process around marketing and promoting your comedy album?
Yeah, so at first I reached out to a lot of my friends that already have albums out, and they all said the same thing, like, yo, you need a publicist. They was like, you need a publicist. So I met with a publicist. She wouldn't meet with me until she heard the album. She heard the album. She said, oh, we can meet. It's like, great. I met with her. She was like, it's going to cost this much. I was like, thank you very much. Have a good day.
Oh, wow.
Before I left, though, I asked her, I said, like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? How do you do it?
Yeah.
She gave me some nuggets, and I was like, yeah, I can figure this out.
Yeah.
Like, all she had that I can do is time in and relationships. Like,
Yeah.
but if I have emails, I can
Easy.
send some emails. So it's like that's what I've been doing though. I've been reaching out publications like you guys.
Yeah, it was easy. Yeah,
you guys. I'm reach out, podcast a thing. You know what I mean? Social media, like, so I've been holding, like, I had the video clips from my album that I haven't put online, but now that my album's coming, I got a bunch of stand-up clips that I'm putting out. I don't like to do it because I don't like social media really like that, but I'm putting it out to promote the album.
You know, a necessary evil.
You got to do it. You know what I mean? So is that?
Speaking to yourself
I
right
know.
now. He hates it.
Fucking hate social media.
I hate it too, bro. Like, but I gotta do it.
You gotta do it. It's a necessity in the world we live in. So,
Gotta do it. So social media, different publications, just trying to get write-ups on online articles, things like that.
Sweet.
Facebook groups. I love Facebook groups, bro.
High key, they actually function a little bit better than you would think. My first podcast, Facebook groups, easy.
Oh.
They was up and down. Yeah.
Found my favorite cigar lounge through a sneaker Facebook group.
Interesting.
See?
He would take pictures sitting in the
sneakers?
lounge with his Rolex and his sneakers and holding a cigar.
Niggas.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's smooth. All right. So I just want to, real quick before we wrap up, name your 3 comedians that you're keeping an eye on right now. Younger comedians.
All right, so my guy Anthony Moore. Anthony Moore is very funny. He's from Philly. He up in New York now. He's been on Kevin Hart's Heart of Central. Work at the Comedy Cellar. Check him out online. He got a big Twitter following. It's Anthony Moore. And then we got Julio Diaz, another funny dude, bro. Julio is just really funny, dog. Like he talk about like his life. You know what I mean? He had a little special on Netflix as a joke. And third one, I'll say Chanel Ali. Chanel Ali is also from Philly. You get to check out Chanel Ali. She's very fun. She's been on so much shit. MTV2. She's been on a lot of stuff. You gotta know Chanel. But yeah, those are my 3: Anthony, Julio, and Chanel Ali. Check them out, yo. Right after you download We Got Action, you can check that out.
Okay, yeah. Okay, stop playing with it. What's your favorite city or I'll say favorite city and then toughest city to break through in?
My favorite city that I ever performed in was Amsterdam.
Oh.
Yo.
Nigga, you got stories, bro.
Yeah, you'll be
And
back.
then you be dropping this shit like it's not a story.
Casual.
Like, again, fuck the question. Tell
Tell
us
the
about
story.
Amsterdam.
Like, what? Yeah.
All right, so look, my one sugar mama, she had
And you gotta make it quick. We only Jewel, how much time we got left? 5 minutes.
all right, so the one sugar mom, she asked me, she's like, yo, if I could take you anywhere in the world, where would you go?
Oh, period.
So for me, at the time, it was either Jamaica or Amsterdam for obvious reasons, right? And so I was like, I'm going to get to Jamaica. I was like, let's go to Amsterdam. Bro, we went to Amsterdam. We caught the train through Belgium, went to Paris, went to the Eiffel Tower. And this time, I don't know if you remember, you would follow me then. I used to take my shirt off online.
Oh my God, yeah.
I would take my shirt off online. It was slapstick. It was ridiculous. I don't do it anymore. I would take my shirt off online and just dance.
He would.
Bro, there's a video online on my Instagram of me, my shirt off, dancing on the Eiffel Tower,
He has
bro.
a mean shimmy.
I don't even know if that's legal, but I did it.
I don't know if that's yeah, I don't know if that's legal, actually. Who knows?
Public indecency, I don't know.
I did it, but I'm saying, so.
Free
Free the nipple.
Free the nip. Free the nip at the Eiffel Tower.
Free the nip at the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
It's the name of your next special.
I like that.
You know what? If it wasn't for SEO purposes and people finding this episode, that would be the title of this episode. I want you to know that. I'll name it for the podcast episode. The YouTube series will be different.
That's hilarious. Free the nip. I seen a lot of nips in Amsterdam because, you know, the red light.
I'm sure.
The red light district is insane. The Joan was like, yo, she was like, you want one of them? I was like, no, I'm good. I don't want one of them.
Sex work is where work.
And it is.
Yeah.
We support it on this podcast.
We do.
Yeah, I'm good though.
Especially
in
Colombia.
Amsterdam.
Oh, sorry.
The ones here, we support the ones here. Hey, y'all got it. I ain't going to get myself canceled.
Especially in
no.
Puerto Plata.
Sir, stop.
I love DR.
I'm proud of you.
What goes down in DR?
Lots of
Visa
historic attractions. Learning about, kind of the separation of Haiti and DR. It's just
Colorism.
Separation of legs.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So your toughest city
Don't look
you've
at me
actually
like
worked
that.
in.
Don't look at me like that. You've been to DR too. Y'all not gonna play me. All right, y'all ain't about to fucking play me.
What you're not about to do is heckle my cameraman. Okay. That's
I'm
what
just
we're
saying.
gonna do.
Listen, everybody likes to travel.
Try to bring everybody into
Don't
this
judge me.
nonsense.
You gotta get them stamps in your passport
I
wherever
got-
you go.
I have one for Amsterdam. I have one for the Czech Republic and Mexico.
It goes down in Mexico.
I bet it does. Toughest city.
Toughest city? Ain't no city really tough.
Everyone I've been to has been chilly.
Because it ain't really like it's a tougher city for me. Like, I come in Philly. Like, it's not like
That's what I was about to say.
Not like tougher city. I don't know.
I think comedians not from Philly fear Philly.
They do.
And for people who were brought up in Philly, there's nothing else.
Where are you from?
I'm from Philly.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
look at people's tours.
Yeah.
They go DC, New York.
Philly will not be there.
Philly won't be there. It's a tough crowd. It's a tough crowd.
A lot of comedians say that. They be like, how's in Philly? I heard it was. That's not that. Yo, people is people everywhere. The joke's funny. They gonna laugh. So
People are simple.
But I did bomb hard in New Jersey one time. I forget what city it was.
I don't give a fuck about New Jersey.
Okay, we gotta chill out.
I forgot. My bad. On that note,
We're not ending on you don't give a fuck about New Jersey.
I forgot. I'm sorry. I associate you with Merlin.
Nobody says that.
Sorry. Anyways, Alan, this is what I be talking about. I don't know why I brought him back. This is crazy. Anyways, no, but for real, thank you for coming on to the show. Honestly and truly, like, I've been a fan of yours for the last 7 or 8 years. Damn, I saw you when you were first starting.
It was probably like 6 years.
Yeah.
It was wild. Yeah.
I was fresh out of college.
Where did you graduate?
I graduated 2018.
Yes, I was on comedy. I started in 2015.
Yeah.
So it's 2.5 years.
Yeah.
I was in the game. Yeah.
dope.
I wasn't good at all.
Oh, I enjoyed you.
Oh, thank you.
And you were really nice after the fact, too. Like, him and Anthony were, like, super, super nice. And I think that's exactly what it was. Like, It was like, oh, you were really funny. You did your thing. It was like a random, like, bowling alley in Reading. Like,
Yeah, the bowling alley had a back room that had there was also a comedy club.
Yes.
It was okay though.
That's kind of dope though.
no, it's really random. This old black lady was sitting next to me, and she had like this real strong smoker's laugh. And so, dog, I said, "Girl, what's going on?" You don't understand. Like, I remember specifically.
It's the smell.
2 packs and 3 cats.
And what?
Sorry.
That was real. No, but in reality, thank you for coming on to the show. It is like super appreciative. One, to just hear you talk a little bit more and have much more of an in-depth conversation. Supporter of you, always going to support the stuff that you do. So thank you. One, for reaching out, but also just being open to coming to the platform. So
yeah, man.
Thank you. Yeah.
This was good. Thank you for having me, man.
Of course,
a lot of platforms I reach out to, it's not like just about black men and black health and mental wealth and love. So I was like, yo, I need to get on that, John. Because like, I am a comedian, you know what I mean? But I could talk, you know what I'm saying? I graduated college.
And it's duality, right? Like, just because you're a comedian, I imagine like niggas come and say something funny. Like,
Bro, I've been, that's a joke on my album. You gotta listen. But I've been pulled over and had a cop put a gun in my face, found out I was a comedian, and had a gun in my face and said, tell me a joke. Oh, the gun in my face.
Your job.
We got a minute left, but that was insane.
Damn.
All right,
wow. We go
come back. Let the people know really quick where they can find you and what the name and how they can support you.
Yo, you can find me on iTunes at We Got Action. That's where you can find me at. We Got Action. My name's Alan Massenburg, AlanMass. If you don't see it after that, I gotta work harder. Okay, so that's where you can find me at all platforms, Alan Massenburg. Again, thank y'all for having me, yo. I appreciate this, man.
Nothing but a word. We made it?
Ah.
Oh, okay. Woo. All right. And ain't nothing but a word. This is Keith. This is Elijah. This is another episode of Keepin It a Bean. Please make sure to follow and like and subscribe to us wherever you are listening on whichever DSP that is. Thank y'all. See you next week.
That shit was 10 seconds. 10 seconds. Let's go.
That's crazy.
10 seconds is crazy.
That was